All right. So, welcome to the Black Woman's Healing Circle. My name is Trish Ajel Roberts. If you have not met me before, I am the founder of a company called Mind Blowing Happiness. It's a coaching business. I'm also the author of 4 books, and I lead retreats and do lots of different things to support and heal my community. So for me, after the election, and we've been putting some of different emotions in the chat. um, I was disappointed and upset and frustrated, just all the things. And I was trying to figure out what could I do with all of those emotions, right? um, so I came up with the idea to hold some space for Black women this week with 3 main things in mind. One is healing. The second is building community, and the last piece of that is where do we go from here? How do we move forward from that? So if you are just coming into the space, um, I asked if you could drop your name in the chat, drop your city, and 1 word for how you felt the day after the election, and 1 word for how you're feeling today. And Angela said she really didn't care for the election. None of us, I don't think any of us did. Maybe you weren't paying attention, or I don't know I don't know you, so I don't know what your contribution to that process was. But I think we could all kind of not have the best feelings around that. And then Anjali, I see that you are in the Bronx, disappointed to empty. I hear that. And hey, Fausta, welcome, welcome. We were
Hi.
hi. We were just dropping name, city in the chat, and how you felt the day after the election, and how you feel today. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So, Angela, how are you feeling today? If you want to drop it in the chat, you can. Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let's get us started. So you should all be comfortable. We're going to start with 3 cleansing breaths and a little bit of energy work. So bring your palms together. Going to generate a little bit of heat. And then we're going to take your right hand to your heart. I hear you, Fausta. Take that right hand to your heart. Come into the space. Once you rub your palms together, you'll feel some tingling, some warmth, some energy. So that's Reiki energy, that's healing energy, right? So we're going to take the right hand to the heart, the left hand to the belly, and then just see what you notice. Can you feel that warmth, that tingling going through the skin, entering the body? Maybe you can notice the beating of the heart, the rise and fall of the breath at your belly. So just check in for a moment, see what you notice. Is your heartbeat steady? Is it sporadic? Is your breath long and full? Is it short and tight? So we're just checking in with ourselves, seeing where we are. And then we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths together. So inhale through the nose, let your belly fill. And then exhale with a sigh. So you want to let your sigh be loud, let it be long. And we'll do that again. So inhale through the nose, let the belly fill. And exhale with a sigh. And then one last time, inhale through the nose, let the belly fill. And exhale with a sigh. Then we're going to take the left palm and place it over the right. So almost hugging our heart a little bit. And then I want you to set an intention for the time that we're going to spend together today. So, what do you hope to get out of this experience? And if you could put it into one word, it could be the one word that made you even show up here today. Maybe it's community or healing or love. It could be wellness or abundance or peace. Just think of one word that kind of resonates with you that you can carry through our experience together today. And you're just going to kind of consciously plant that word on your heart. Let it rest on your beating heart. And then we'll go ahead and release that. And I have a quote that I want to share with you. I'm trying to figure out what is that? Okay. I had a weird emoji up there. So I have a quote I want to share with you. It is from Lena Horne, and I'll put it in the chat. It's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. It's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. So I will pop this in here for a little bit of reflection. Because when I selected that, I thought it makes a big difference, right? If you have support, um, if you're carrying your bag on one shoulder versus carrying it on both. I had the opportunity to lead a group in Ghana, West Africa for our soul healing retreat. And that, the women carry well, not just women actually, but many of the street vendors, they carry the products on their head. And it's not just on their head, there's actually a base that has to be supported properly and balanced properly in order for them to carry whatever they're selling on their head. It's fascinating to watch. But how many times do we try to get through things all by ourselves or figure things out all alone, right? When we need support, we need someone else to kind of balance things out so that we can carry things. Um, Yeah, so I see your notes there in the chat, Angela, about healing and being around different women. And the Faust, I think I mentioned yours before, the song and dance, right? The things that we've accepted kind of from the powers that be and all the frustration around that. So the next thing I want to do is lead you guys through a guided meditation. So whatever kind of seat that you're in, just make sure you're comfortable and that you can sit comfortably for about maybe 10 minutes. Let's see how long we can do this for. This to the side. So if you are in a chair, you're going to want to have your feet planted flat on the floor. You might want to push your booty back a little bit because it helps to straighten your back. So see how that works. You do want to make sure that your spine is in alignment. If you are on the floor, you might do like a cross-legged position on the floor, something like that, if that's comfortable for you. But whatever posture you take, you want to make sure that the spine is straight because that makes a big difference in the flow of energy in your body. So come to whatever that comfortable space looks like for you. For hand postures, I'm just going to give you two because we don't have a whole lot of time tonight. So I'll offer either palms facing up, and that is more of a receptive posture. So you kind of want some divine guidance or inspiration, creativity, that you're really open. What I suggest you consider if you are feeling, frustrated or stressed, palms down is a grounding posture. So that will make you feel more stable if you feel uncertain or insecure. So find whatever posture feels good to you. And then if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can go ahead and just close your eyes. If you're not comfortable with that, what you can do is just take an unfocused gaze about 2, 3 feet ahead of you. So not looking at anything specific, just kind of gentle, unfocused gaze. Now, wherever you are, we're going to start by relaxing the body. So I want you to first bring awareness to the crown of your head, right at the top of the head there. And I want you to imagine that that area is warm and relaxed. And then bring your awareness to your temples. Relax your temples. And then imagine that there's a band crossing from the temple across the forehead to the other temple and behind the back of the head. So, like a cap. So, like if you had a band going around the head like a cap from temple to temple across the forehead to the back of the head. And then I want you to imagine that that whole area is warm and relaxed. Relax your eyes, your eyebrows, relax your nose, your cheeks, your jaw, your mouth. If your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, see if you can release it and relax it. Let it fall to the bottom of the mouth. Imagine a warm blanket's wrapped around your neck and shoulders. And just relax your neck and shoulders. Relax your chest, your upper arms, your forearms, your hands. Relax your belly, your hips, and your thighs. Relax your calves and your feet. And then just scan your body from head to toe and see if you notice any place where you still feel tension. And if you do, just relax and release that. And then I want you to bring your awareness to your breath. So don't change your breathing, just notice it. So just notice your breath. See if you can notice the subtle sensation of air as it exits and leaves the body, right at the tip of the nostrils. So you might notice that the air is cooler on the inhalation and warmer on the exhalation. And then see if you can follow the breath a little further. So inhaling past the nostrils to the back of the throat, and then exhaling past the back of the throat, out the nostrils and out the body. And see if you can focus on that one thing to the exclusion of anything else. If you notice your mind wandering, just direct it with love and compassion back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling, following the journey of the breath in your body. Noticing the sensation at the tip of the nostrils, the back of the throat, and just being curious. Now, on your next exhalation, I want you to imagine exhaling thick black smoke, and with it, any worries, fears, hatred, pain, or concern. Exhale any self doubt, any regret. Exhale any mental busyness, any physical ailments. And just watch all of that leave your body in the aspect of thick, dark smoke. And now on every exhalation, continue to exhale that thick, dark smoke and let it release any of your concerns, your fears, your anger. Let it release any tightness in your body, any mental busyness, any worries, any physical ailments, any self doubt or self loathing, any regret. Just let that all go with each and every breath. And then on your next inhalation, imagine inhaling golden radiant light through the crown of your head and right into the heart center of your body. So, right into the center of your chest. Imagine inhaling that beautiful golden radiant light through the crown of your head and into the center of your chest. With every breath, traveling down from the crown of the head, down the neck, down into the center of your chest. And on every exhalation, continue to exhale any negative emotions, worries, fears, concerns, hatred, anger, any cloudiness of judgment, any foggy memory, any mental busyness at all. Just release all of that. And now on your next inhalation, when you inhale that beautiful golden light in through the crown of your head, this time let it usher in feelings of clarity, of hope, of justice, of love, of peace, of humanity, of community, guidance, inspiration, confidence, compassion, abundance, joy. Breathe all of that in through the crown of your head. Bring all of that in through your heart. And when you exhale, notice that that dark smoke is getting a little bit lighter. The more that you release, the more that you let go of that anxiety, that fear, that worry, you might notice that the exhalation is getting lighter and lighter. And continue inhaling that golden light through the crown of the head, inhaling that liberty, that love, compassion, joy, justice, patience, physical wellness, mental wellness, abundance, prosperity, love, love, love. Breathe that all in, coming into the center of your heart and continuing to release those worries and concerns. So cycle through those breaths on your own for a few moments. Every inhalation, bringing in that beautiful radiant light with all of those gorgeous attributes, and exhaling any worries, fears, and concerns. If you find your mind wandering, just bring it right back to the breath. Bring it right back to the light. And on your next inhalation, when you bring that beautiful light into your body, imagine that it fills your body. So it's not just going into your heart, it's shining and extending through the shoulders, through the belly, through the hips, shining through to the fingertips, to the toes. Imagine that light completely encompassing you, filling every cell of your being with light, with justice, with joy, with compassion, with self love, confidence, inspiration, abundance, prosperity, wellness, physically and mentally. Let that light encompass you so much that there is no more aspect of dark smoke to exhale, that you are exuding light. Anybody who comes near you will be in the glow of your light. And your light may be shining bright, it might be just a flicker, but it's light. Take a few moments here, just enjoy that peace, that feeling of lightness, of floating, and enjoy shining your light. Take a few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, gently and slowly relax your concentration. Take your time coming out of your meditation and back into your normal level of awareness. If your eyes were closed, open them slowly. And then I want you to grab your journal or your paper and your pen and take a few moments to write your experience. What was this meditation like for you? And I'm going to set the timer for, let's say, maybe just about 2 minutes. So what was that experience like? So I added an extra question in the chat. It says, how was your meditation experience? And then it says, how does your experience relate to your one word intention? So we set a one word intention when we started. How does that relate to your meditation experience? All right, so take a few more seconds here, finish up what you've been working on. And then we're going to do a short breathing exercise. Okay, so we'll do a short breathing exercise. Let's do box breathing. Box breathing is very simple. You can do it really anywhere. You could do it when you're driving, you could do it at your desk at work, and it's not necessarily that noticeable. So if you're like super stressed out, the three cleansing breaths that we started with are great for calming your nervous system if something is bothering you. So that's a tool that you can take away. Um, but this is another one if you have a little bit more time or even like sitting in your car, right? So box breathing, we're going to inhale to a count of four. We're going to hold the breath at the top for a count of four. And then we're going to exhale to a count of four. And then we'll hold it at the bottom for a count of four. So basically, it's a very slow and intentional breath. And we'll do it together for about 2 minutes. I'll talk you through it at first, and then I'll leave you on your own. Okay. So when we breathe, we do want to breathe into the belly. So don't focus so much on breathing into the chest. Breathe into the belly, let the belly expand. So you might put your hands on your belly over your navel. And let's go. We're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath at the top, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. So the belly button should be going back to the spine. And then we're going to hold it there, 2, 3, 4. So as you breathe, the belly button should be going in and out. You can put your hands on it so you can feel it. All right, so the next round, we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale it, 2, 3, 4. So the belly's into the spine, and then hold it, 2, 3, 4. All right, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold, and then continue on your own. All right, so that was just about 2 minutes. All right, there was a fly over here. I had to swat him away. Okay, so that was just about 2 minutes. Um, so I want to get a little bit into a little bit of what I've been thinking about and dealing with. I talked about this a little bit at the beginning. Um, so after the election, I mean, I just couldn't even believe the way this thing turned out. Um, and I was trying to figure out how to offer some healing and some support in our community. So I wanted to reference, let's see here. Yeah. So I wanted to reference my most recent book, The Anger Myth, right? I thought, oh, what a perfect, what a perfect topic for what a lot of people are experiencing. And it's not so much just what we might be experiencing now as a result of the election, but we have a long journey ahead, right? With a change of administrations and all that that brings. And we don't have, the the time to talk about any of those things today, and we're not here for that. Um, but so in the book, right, The Anger Myth, I teach the idea of anger's seven cranky cousins. And a lot of the teachings in the book are based in the things that I do. So it's based in Buddhist philosophy, it's based in yoga philosophy, right? So the cranky cousins are those subtler forms of anger, disappointment. Sound familiar? Annoyance. I think I've gone through all of these this week. Frustration, jealousy, impatience, guilt, and resentment. So those are the seven. And the time that you spend with them can take you away from doing the things that you actually want to be doing. Like we want to move to a place where we can heal, we can take action, we can function, right? You can be so angry that you can't function. Um, this is kind of, to me, not a normal time. For those who are very aware of what's happening with politics and the government, and maybe, I'm 56 years old, so I've been around for a little minute. I know that this is very unusual. And I was trying to find a way to process that. So, one of the ways that I've done that is by looking at my ancestors, right? And I know that we may have a challenging road ahead, but our ancestors have been through more challenging roads. So that gives me um, some courage, some fortitude. And so I'm going to put in the chat because this will probably be easier if you guys can just see this. Because these teachings are, I mean, I wrote a whole book about it. And I got a book deal. It's actually translated into other languages. So the teachings are quite, oh, hi, Angela, welcome back. So the teachings are powerful. Oh, good, Fausta. So you're sharing the meditation experience. Good. We need that. We need that so much. Oh, wait a minute. I think my thing is too big to put in the chat. Let me break it down. Um, Here, I'll take this part out. Or wait a minute. So let me put the whole thing in the chat. Okay, so I put the first part so that you can have that handy to remember, because it'll be helpful as we go through the next months and weeks and processing. It's helpful to realize when you're dealing with a subtler version of anger that it's still anger and that it's not helping you. And the sooner that you can transform that, the easier it'll be for you to get back to a place where you can function, right? And you can do the things that you want to do. I'm going to pop the next piece in the chat. Hopefully it'll take it this time. Okay, wait a minute. This is messed up. Why do I have like a little crazy fly with me today. All right, here we go. Okay, there we go. So I want to just quickly go through the 5-step solution that I teach in the book. I encourage you guys, if you can get a copy of the book, to do that, or at least check out on my website. And my website is my name, so it's trishajelroberts.com. There's a button for books, and you can access a little quick 2-minute quiz that will give you your anger quotient. So it's fun. It'll give you an extra little tip sheet that you can use, because we're going to need tools. We're going to need community. We're going to need each other um, in order to process the things that are expected over the next months and years. So I'm going to go through this with you quickly, um, and you guys are going to get this recording as well. So the process that I teach is the 5-step tame and reframe solution to anger and to these negative emotions, right? And it's not about repressing your emotion or not feeling what you feel. You are absolutely going to want to feel what you what you feel. And actually, the first step is to acknowledge your feeling. It actually spells out the word anger, so it makes it a little bit easier. But the first step is to acknowledge your feeling. If you're angry, if you're frustrated, if you're disappointed, you don't want to kind of choke it down. You acknowledge it, but you don't have to like make love to it. You can acknowledge it and say, okay, I see you, but not get all wrapped up in it. The second step, notice your breath. When we took those 3 breaths together, or we did the box breathing, any way that you can take some long, deep breaths, it creates space between trigger and response. So, somebody says something and you want to pop off, right? You can slow it down, right? So take 3 long breaths. The next step is the G, which is gear up your imagination. So sometimes, or all the times, it helps to pause and think of what it would be like to be in someone else's shoes. Like even the people who drive you the most crazy, they were babies, they learned this stuff from their families, like they were indoctrinated into whoever they are, right? So using your imagination to develop some compassion. The next step is when we go into action, right? What do you actually do? If it's something small, it could be entertaining yourself. If it's something larger, and this is something that I would suggest, and at the end, I'm going to ask, anyone who wants to stay around for a little bit to answer some questions for me because I'm thinking about different programs and groups going forward. And some of that is around getting educated. Like, do we really know what we're dealing with? Do we understand government? Do we understand how to protect ourselves? Do we understand how to build community? So, some of that could be education. And another action to take is enlightening yourself. If you do not have a spiritual practice, I would encourage anyone to have a spiritual practice, but particularly in difficult times, we cannot explain everything. Some things are, left to divine wisdom that we will not understand. Um, and then finally, once you process your anger or negative emotions, you got to recognize your success. Like you do, like, maybe you didn't scream at somebody at the grocery store or act crazy in the Target or, like lose it in an inappropriate time. So I would just encourage you, if you don't take anything else away, take away the acknowledging your feelings and the slowing down for the breath. If you feel, so motivated to grab a copy of the book, it takes you through all the steps. It's got lots of examples. It has questions so you can practice. And and that's it. Angela, oh, my website in the chat. Here you go. Okay. And that's the website. We started a little late. We're a little behind, but hopefully we will be okay. Um, so I want us to take maybe just a couple of minutes to answer 2 questions, and I'm going to put them in the chat. The first one, what will you do to manage your emotions over the next few months and possibly few years? And the second question is, how will you take on those 3 things that I mentioned at the beginning: healing, creating community, and moving forward? So I'm going to pop them in the chat so we can take. This fly is obsessed with me. It's just so funny. Maybe it's one of my ancestors circling me. I don't know. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. So I put 2 questions in the chat, and I'm just gonna give you 2 minutes to write about that. What's your plan for managing your emotions, and how will you create the healing and the community and moving forward? All right, 2 minutes. I just started the timer. All right, so I see Fausta put some notes in the chat to become consistent with her meditation, journaling, and her physical activity. And I see Angela said she's just starting, she's learning, which thank you so much for sharing that. And Vicky says focusing on the positive and spreading that through the local community, making physical activities more communal. That all sounds really good. Um, okay, so Angela said meditate and work out. Okay, you said isolate yourself. I'm not sure what that means to you exactly. But what I wanted to do um is share something that I'm offering. So if if you feel like you're, and let me just tell you what I have going on next. So I wanted to share something I'm offering, and then we're going to come back with cleansing breaths to close out our evening, and and then I want to talk to you about if you have the time. I'd like you to stay on because I want to see how you feel about some ideas that I have for some other offerings. Okay, but first I want to talk to you about an offering that I put together. So if you enjoyed today's session and you feel like you might want some more of this, of course, we can't do, you might feel the power and healing of being in a group like this, but we can't do it all in one session. And it's also difficult when it's a session like this, when I'm talking and you really are not able to talk live. You're just kind of in the chat, so you can't really talk to each other and stuff like that and really connect in that way. But so I'm excited to tell you about a 6-week program that I have coming up. It's starting in January. It's called the Black Woman's Mind, Body, Soul Reboot. And it is really designed to take you forward in not just the emotional healing, but there's also a physical nutrition part that goes along with it because that actually makes a big difference in mental clarity, right? And how you're feeling in your body and all of those things. So it's going to go from January 16th to February 20th. And I want to just show you a little bit of what that's going to look like. And you guys are you're the first to see it. Um, every time I do this, I line it up so that my page is all ready, and then I do something so that it's not. So here, let me go pull it up here. Um, Here we go. Okay, so let's do this here. All right. Okay, here we go. So this is it. It's the Mind, Body, Soul Reboot. And this is all of what you receive over the 6 weeks, right? So I am a master certified life coach. I'm a yoga and meditation instructor. I'm an energy healer. I've written 4 books. So you're getting the proprietary Mind Blowing Happiness signature system with all of the various practices and wisdom teachings. You have access to me over the course of the 6 weeks to help you really break through anything that's going in your way, feel that sense of healing and community for more of an extended period of time. And the program kicks off with a 60-minute plant-based nutrition workshop. So I give some guidance on specific whole food, because not junk food, right? So whole food, plant-based, heart healthy, all of those things to make you feel really amazing. And then there are 6 group coaching sessions. This should actually say 6 60-minute group coaching sessions. And then there's 6 30-minute office hours. So we'll do our sessions, but the office hours, if you have specific questions on the content that we covered or your personal journey, that you have the opportunity for that kind of one-on-one or very small group support. It comes with a comprehensive guide that includes, oh my gosh, all kinds of health information, resources, recipes, just everything that you would want to know and have access to support you. You would also get copies of two digital copies of my books, 12 Steps to Mind Blowing Happiness, which was endorsed by Ian Van Zandt and Jack Canfield and Marcy Shimoff. It's a journal. People really love that journal. And you get a digital copy of Thinking Outside the Chrysalis, A Black Woman's Guide to Spreading Her Wings. People love that too. All the recordings would be accessible to you, film and music recommendations, and then we would also have our own private member community. And you guys are the first to hear it. So I'm offering, um, for people who register by the end of the month, you get 3 early bird bonuses. So you would get the Mind Blowing Happiness online course, which is valued at $147. And then you get a 30-minute coaching session with me. And you would also get a lunch in Atlanta to celebrate. And that cost would be included at the end for those of you who are able to attend a lunch in Atlanta. And for a fast action bonus, right, if you need a little extra inspiration and it's something that you're thinking about, if you register in 48 hours, you get 2 extra 30-minute coaching sessions with me. And those are valued at $250. So this is the program. The investment is $997. But if you did the fast action, you get like almost 600 in bonuses, so you almost get double the value. So I'll put this here. I'll put this in the chat so you guys can check it out later. And I think that's, pop that in there so you can take a peek and see what you want to do with that. And then we're coming right up on 8 o'clock. So I want to go back into closing out our session, and then we're going to, if, for those of you who have time, I want to ask you some questions about some other things that are going on in my head. So the next thing we're going to do is one of my favorite things, which is EFT tapping. So if you've never done tapping before, you're in for a treat. And I'm not going to say anything else. So let's just go to a comfortable seat and take a breath. The way that tapping works, it's really aligned with acupressure points in your body, but you can give it a try and then see how you feel afterwards. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take my right hand, I have 4 fingers here, and my left hand. And I'm going to take the 4 fingers of my right hand and tap the fatty part of my left hand under that pinky finger, like right under this bone here. So you don't have to hold it up. I'm just holding my hands up so you can see. So your hands would be probably, lower. So you're going to tap, tap, tap here and then release that. Then we're going to take the index finger and the middle finger right to the point at the eyebrows, the bony part, at the base of your eyebrows, right at the inside portion of your eye, and you're going to tap. And when you tap here, I want you to breathe, so don't forget to breathe. And I want you to think about something that's bothering you. And I know what's bothering me, but whatever it is that's bothering you, normally when we meditate, we think about what's not bothering us. For tapping, we're going to think about what is bothering us. So it could be a president, it could be a political figure, it could be a boss, whatever that is, tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to go to the outside bony part here. And we're still thinking about whatever that thing is that's bothering us and tapping on the bony part outside the eye, tapping gently. You're not trying to hurt yourself. Then you're going to take the 2 fingers to the bony part under the eye here and tap. Now, when you get here, I want you to breathe. I'm safe in my body. I'm safe in my body. Take the right fingers only under the nose. There's a bony part right there. Tap. I can get through this. I can get through anything. My ancestors have been through more. I'm safe in my body. Under the chin, I'm sorry, under the lip right here, this bony part, tap with the right hand. I'm safe in my body. All 10 fingers to the chest. Tap. And breathe. I'm safe in my body. All 10 fingers to the crown of the head. Tap. I'm safe in my body. 4 fingers of the left hand under the right armpit, about 3 inches down. Tap. I'm safe in my body. Release it. We're going to do it one more time on the other side, a little bit faster. So this time the left hand, 4 fingers to the right hand, underneath that fatty part on the pinky. Tap, tap, tap. 2 fingers inside of the brow. Tap, tap, tap. 2 fingers outside bony part. Tap, tap, tap. Under the eye. Breathe. I'm safe in my body. I'm grounded and safe in my body. Left hand, 2 fingers under the nose. Grounded and safe in my body. 2 fingers under the lip. Grounded and safe in my body. All 10 fingers to the chest. Breathe. Grounded and safe in my body. Right 4 fingers underneath the armpit on the left side. Grounded and safe in my body. All 10 fingers to the crown of the head. Breathe. Grounded and safe in my body. Let your hands go down and just breathe. See if you can feel that. Take a few long breaths. How do you feel? And then we're going to end the way we started. Rub the palms together. Bring your right hand to your heart, your left hand to your belly button. Check in with your heart. Does it feel different? And then inhale through your nose. Let your belly fill. Exhale with a sigh. Ooh, the louder the sigh, the better, right? Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. Next one, inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. And release that. Wasn't too bad. It's 5 after. All right, so if you have time, I have a couple of quotes that I want to share with you and a couple of ideas that I want to share. I am going to stop the recording now.